instance. So this is the instance that we will be working on, the Fusion instance. Okay, and then I also open my course content. So this course content will be shared with you all. Okay, so you can just go through this course content, but let me just give you some introduction what exactly we'll be dealing with the course content. Okay, so basically we will be dealing with okay, so one second. Okay, so basically, we will be dealing with 4 modules in Fusion HCM, Fusion Human Capital Management. So the 4 modules are like core HR, payroll, absence management, and your talent management. So these will be the 4 modules that we'll be dealing with. We also have other modules, like we have time and labor, we have benefits, and other modules like succession planning and all, but we'll not be dealing with them because there are still some bugs and some issues going on with those particular modules. As you people know, Fusion is not yet a stable product, so there are some still issues are going on, the bugs are going on. So Oracle is working on few things. So whatever where we have the minimized bugs and all, where we can see and complete implementation, we have taken all those 4 modules into our course content. But maybe later in the time we can also see, if at all we get a chance, we can also see those modules, how we can try to implement those 4 modules. Okay, and let me give you an introduction about Fusion. Fusion is an product which have been inherited from your Oracle EBS and your PeopleSoft. So some features have been brought from your Oracle EBS and some features have been brought from your PeopleSoft. So combined together, they brought a product called as your Fusion, Oracle Fusion, or you can say Cloud HCM. Okay. One second. Okay. Fine. So yeah, 1 minute. Okay. Fine then. So as we'll be coming into your Fusion, so again, what about the recruitment type of a module in your Oracle Fusion? So recruitment module is something like your okay, so recruitment module is something like we don't have any iRecruitment module special in your Fusion HCM. Now Oracle bought a new product called Talio. So Talio is already an existing product in the market since 2001 or 2002. It is there in the market. Now they have acquired that, and then now they are they have acquired the Talio, and then they have introduced the recruitment kind of a product from Talio. So in Talio we have 3 modules that are involved. So you have Talio recruiting, Talio onboarding. Recruiting and onboarding are almost the same, and we have something like Talio learn. Sorry. So we have something like Talio learn. So these are the 3 modules that Oracle brought through Talio. Okay, so but in the recent days, like maybe like 2 months back, there was a statement released by the Oracle. Now they are going to discontinue your Talio learn, and then they are going to bring a new product, something called on your learning management. Okay, so that will be from your this thing. Okay, so I see there is some disturbance. Okay, fine. So coming back, these 4 modules we'll be dealing with, and then in Fusion we have two kind of an product or interfaces. One will be, like you can say, it is something like a model. Okay, we have 2 kinds of Fusion model. One is your SaaS model, and one is your
Sorry to disturb you,
on-premise.
Kumar.
Yeah,
Sandeep here.
Sandeep. Yeah,
Are you sharing something?
I already shared my screen. I'm not sharing anything, but I'm just speaking. That's it.
Okay, this is HCM IMPL, that
Right.
some messenger kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay, fine.
yeah, that
Sorry,
is the
continue.
instance, but I'm just talking, that's it. So once I complete like for 5 minutes, if I give the my introduction is completed, then I'll show you the interface in the Fusion instance. Okay. Um, Fine then. So we are in something like Fusion models where we have SaaS model and we have on-premise model. SaaS model is something like which is maintained by Oracle. Okay, so that means if a client comes and says that, okay, I want to go for SaaS model, I want to implement Fusion for my particular company, and then what is the best model that I can go for is like Oracle will give you two options. One is your SaaS model. SaaS model means everything is maintained by Oracle. Okay, so the client's database, the client's interface, everything, even the infrastructure team for the who will be working for the client will be with Oracle. Okay, so Oracle will be maintaining everything, the database administration, the infrastructure team, the patching levels, the instance levels. They will have the complete control on that particular client interface. Okay, but if it is something like your on-premise model, if it is on-premise model, then the client have to implement his own infrastructure. That means he have to buy a product from Oracle Fusion, and then he have to sit and he have to start implementing. So the complete team will be with the client, and he have to take care of each and everything, like the administration, the database. So everything will be under the client's control. Okay, so that is something like your on-premise. So we have SaaS model and we have on-premise model, and on-premise model is costlier, is double the cost than your SaaS model, and Oracle will only support for few patching and all, but they will not take care of any other things. But coming back to your SaaS model, if at all you have any issue, you have to raise an request with Oracle. Oracle will resolve your issues. If you have any patching, Oracle will do the patching for you. So everything, your complete system is taken care by Oracle. Okay, so that those are the two models that we have in your Fusion product. Okay, and then coming back, so as I said, like most of the features have been from inherited from your Oracle EBS and from your PeopleSoft. So if you say they have introduced many new features. Okay, if I show you the course content, something like you can see they have introduced something like geographies. Okay, they have introduced something like your enterprise structures. So now you will hear some new terms. Okay, so something like your legislative data groups, reference data sets, enterprises, divisions, geographies, location sets. Okay, so you will hear very new things coming to your Oracle Fusion. Now your business group terms, those are deleted from the system. You'll not hear business group anymore in Fusion. So there are few other terms like classifications, all those have been removed. Okay, so there have been some new terms that is coming up. There is nothing like your responsibility screen. Now there is responsibility is deleted. Now everything is kind of a role management. Okay, so everything in Oracle is role management and your task based. So if at all I want to create anything, there has to be a task for it. Creating a job is a task, creating a position is a task. Okay, everything is a task based right now. And then all your access is taken care by your Oracle identity management. Now in EBS, what we used to do is we used to create users. Okay, and then we used to assign responsibilities to the users. Once we assign it, then once the user logs in, then he will be able to directly go and he will be able to do it. But right now, if I go to that application, in this you have something like Oracle identity management. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, let me take one project. So in Fusion, so everything is called as an implementation project. So you go to any module, you go to finance, you go to supply chain management, you go to HRMS, HCM and all. So now you can see each and everything is an implementation project where you can see here. So these are the different implementation projects that were created. Okay, so let me take one implementation project. So Dell implementation project, which was created by me for one of the training source. Okay, and then now you should there is something called as offerings. So now the modules are called something like your offerings. So you have something like two offerings here. Okay, for every project, say this is your implementation project and this is the name of your implementation project. And then under your implementation project, we have something like a workforce deployment and workforce development. All your workforce deployment will consist of your core HR, your payroll, your absence management, your time and labor kind of in modules are integrated into your workforce deployment offering. Okay. And then if you talk about workforce development, all your talent management have been integrated with your workforce development. Okay. So as I told you that I want to show you something like called as your Oracle identity management. Okay, implementation users. Okay, so once if I start creating a new user, then see like a new tab is opening. It is something called as your Oracle Identity Manager. So this is a separate task for us in Oracle Fusion. Okay, see now you can see Oracle Identity Manager is coming up here. So that means you have to create a user in terms of your Oracle Identity Management. Now Oracle Identity Management is a special task that is given in the Fusion, and in companies we have a special consultants who will be working for only creating of your users and assigning certain roles to each and every user. Okay, so something like they will sit something called as your security consultants. Their role in the company is to create roles and then add roles to a particular users. They will not see any functional tasks, they will not see any technical task. Now security consultant is a special role in companies right now in Fusion. Okay, because that level of security is maintained by Oracle in Fusion. Now you cannot create your user as it is, you cannot delete your user as it is, you cannot assign anything to your user. Now it's everything is restricted. Even a functional person should get an access from the security person saying that okay, so this is your user, I'm only assigning few roles to you, you are only able to do certain tasks. Okay, you're not able to do certain tasks. In EBS what we used to do is, if at all we have a system administrator, then what I even though I'm an HR consultant, I can also have that access to add finance modules, and then I can go and also check certain things in finance modules, or I can do some analysis. But right now your security consultant will assign you certain roles which you have to do it. Something like if at all you're working on benefit activities, he will assign you a job role called benefit manager. If you are working on payroll activities, he will assign you a job role called as your payroll manager or payroll administrator. When he assigned to you, then you will be only binded to that particular modules. You cannot see any other modules. That restricted is your security access in Fusion. And then this is the best access because the clients are also loving this. So now the client have got some confidence on their security and on their data, that everybody is not able to see the data. Only whoever I've given the access, only those people are able to see the data or the access data, not everybody in the implementation team. Okay, so now that is about your implementation users. Now whenever, and one of the best feature in Fusion is whenever you try to create an employee in the system, automatically a user gets created. You don't need to exclusively create a user. Okay, so here we have a task something like create implementation user, but here we are just going to assign a role to that user. So once you create an employee, automatically a user gets created. Okay, and in that employee form, whenever you are trying to give the email address, automatically that user ID will be going to that email address to an employee. So that fast is your Fusion working right now. Okay, so these are the basic things. And then coming back, if at all you want to see what all the modules you have, so I just clicked on your configure offerings. Okay, so let me show you. And one more thing in Fusion is now there is nothing like your project plans, nothing like that. So in EBS, what we used to do is we used to create a project plans in your Microsoft projects, and then based on that project plans, we used to go in that activities. Right now, there is no, we don't. It's not necessary for us to create a separate project plan. That project plan is also created in your Fusion. Project plan means you will see, okay, what are the modules, who will be working on which module, and you can assign the task directly to that person. Okay, you'll create a user. For example, Abdul is one user, Khan is another user. Now whenever I create them as an employees, their user IDs gets created automatically. So now what I will do, if Abdul is responsible for working on payroll activities, for that payroll module, I'm going to assign the task to Abdul. Only Abdul will be working on that particular task. Now I'll assign this Khan to some absence management, where he will be only assigned to absence management, and he will be working only on the absence management module. He will not be seeing any other module. That is based on your tasks, how you are going to assign those tasks. Okay. So coming back, see, as I told you that we have something like a structure based or a project plan. So this is your plan. Okay. So this is your implementation process in Fusion. They'll tell you how to plan things. Next you configure, next implement, export and import, do the transactions, and maintain. Maintain means your support. Once your system is implemented, you can start maintaining your system. Okay, so this is kind of a process that is followed in your Fusion system. Okay, and these are all your offerings. So you can see very beautiful icons that we can see here, like we can see accounting hub, grants management, marketing, financials, and all. And then if you come down, you can see workforce development and workforce deployment. So I just talked about these two, right? So these two are related to your Oracle HCM. If at all you want to work on financials, you have to create an implementation project and assign this particular offering to your implementation project, so that you can start working on your financials. So if you put your cursor on it, so there will be a certain message that it will show you what exactly it is. So configure how to manage people and their employment, including your payroll. So this is all about your workforce deployment. So once you keep your cursor here, it will just show you that everything is maintained through talent management. Okay, anyways, this is not coming up here, but if at all you want to see more on this, you can click on each and every offering, and you can open an PDF file. For example, I'm opening a PDF file for workforce development, and then I can see what all the activities that I have in that workforce development. Sorry, workforce deployment. See, like I have workforce deployment. Also open PDF. See, now you have what all you can do in your workforce deployment. So you can run your extracts, you can manage your positions, you can manage your jobs. Okay, you can hire an employee. So all those things you can see here. This is just like an content. Okay, you don't think that there will be some data here. That is just, they will give you some introduction, like how you are doing your payroll transactions and all, but you don't have more, no setups, nothing will be coming up here. Okay, so let me close this. I'll be going back to the application. So right now, let me go to your projects. Okay, so I just don't want to tell you about the course content and all, because anyways I'll send you the course content, and if you are very new to your Fusion, then you might not understand more what we are dealing with, but I just want to show you the application. At least you will get some idea on the application. Hi, so anybody talking so I can hear some voice? Abdul, are you speaking?
Yeah, Kumar.
Yeah, Abdul.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So any questions? Okay. Okay, guys. Any questions you have till now? We still have a demo, but in between, let me give a break and ask you if at all you have any questions, any queries, whatever we have discussed till now. If yes, we'll see the questions, or else I'll continue with. Any questions?
Continue, Mr. Kumar. No problem.
Okay. Fine then. So now let me. Okay. So now let me give you an over idea. Like, let me open your course content. So we'll be, whenever we'll be dealing with your global HR, so we'll be seeing like your Fusion HCM, we'll be seeing what is your deployment options, the architecture of Fusion HCM, and we have something like your setup manager. So So setup manager, functional setup manager is something like your system administrator in Oracle ABS. Okay, so in system administrator, if you have that system administrator activity with you, you can do anything, right? In EBS, you can create a responsibility, create a menu, assign that to a user. You can do anything. So the same way, if at all you have an access for your functional setup manager, something like FSM, then you have everything to create on your own. That means you can create an enterprise. So let me tell you, enterprise is something like existing at the topmost level. Okay, so like we used to have business group, which is defined at the topmost level. Now they have removed business group, and now they have given something like your enterprise. So under enterprises, you have something like your divisions. Okay, so divisions can be your brands, it can be your localization. For example, if I have McDonald's as an enterprise, now McDonald's can exist in different countries, right? It can exist in US, UK, India, Saudi Arabia and all. So now I will have multiple divisions. Okay, so I can have like McDonald's UK division, I can have McDonald's US division, McDonald's Saudi Arabia division, and under each and every division, like if I go to McDonald's Saudi Arabia division, now I'm going to create something like my business units. So business units can be your organization. Okay, so it can be your type of organizations, it can be your operating unit, it can be your legal entities, it can be your HR organization, it can be anything. So under your business units, you will create your departments, you will create your legal entities, you will create your legal employers, and then you also have something like your payroll attached to it. So everything will be under your business units. Okay, and then the other new concept that was introduced in Fusion is something like your reference data sets. Okay, so reference data sets is something like your so you have something like work structures. So these are your enterprises, legal entities, business units and all. And then okay, somewhere your reference data sets will be there. So reference data sets is something like, for example, in EBS, what we used to do is, if at all I have two business groups, one is US business group and one is UK business group. If at all I need to create a job called as a manager. So what I used to do is, if manager is the same job existing in both the countries, then I have to go to both the business groups, and under each and every business group I need to create a job. Then only I can assign that job to an particular employee. But what happens in Fusion is, if at all a new concept called as reference data sets came into picture, if at all you have two countries, in both the countries you are using the manager called as the job called as manager, then you don't need to create twice. You can create only once, and as a job as a manager, and you can put that in something called as your common reference data set. So from that common reference data set, you can pull that particular job manager for any countries you want. If you put that value in common, then you can pull for any countries. Okay, and we also have something like country specific reference data set. So you want to make sure that only certain jobs are available only for certain countries. Like only for Saudi Arabia, there should be a job called as security consultant. Then we will create a reference data set only for Saudi Arabia for job, and then we will be creating a job value as security consultant only in that Saudi Arabia reference data set. Okay, yeah, so this is one of the new feature that was added into your Fusion. Okay, so again, we'll be covering all your employment models and all action reasons. So now action reason is again a new thing, where for each and everything you have to create an action reason. So that means if you're trying to update a job, so why you're updating a job, you need a reason. If you're trying to create an employee, you need a reason. If you're trying to terminate an employee, you need a reason. So there's a special form, where a form called as manage actions, where you try to go there and try to create what all the actions that you want to create on that particular action, like whether it's a hire or terminate or job creation or position or anything. Okay, and one more thing, if at all you're EBS consultants, you're from EBS background, you might have heard of your flex fields. Okay, so we have the flex field structure also in Fusion HCM, but right now only there are two, I think max three key flex fields that we have in Fusion. One is your location, one is cost allocation, one is your people group. Now there is no job key flex field, no position key flex field, no competence, everything have been removed. Okay, now there are individual screens where you have to go there and you have to create individual jobs. Okay, so there's nothing like job key flex field or position key flex field. They have been removed. Only three key flex field exist right now. Okay, and we have the same set of your DFFs, but there is also one new flex bill that have been added, that is something like your extensible key flex bill, not key flex bill, it's called as EFF, extensible flex bill. People who are coming from PeopleSoft background, they will know about this. Because extensible key flex bill is something that exists in your PeopleSoft, now that have been added into your Fusion. Okay, so those kind of things we can discuss. So flex bills, grades and all, and person, employees, how to terminate, promote, all this we will invest see. So profiles, we'll also see your securities, role based, what is a role based access control, what is a job based, what is a duty based. So all those kind of roles, because security is very important in Fusion, as I told you, we'll also discuss on the security aspect. So that is actually a special topic in Fusion, where we'll also see something about your security. Okay, apart from the four modules, you can say that security is also kind of a sub module. Okay, so because security activities are different, no implementation consultant, no technical consultant will do this security. There will be a special person who will be working on the security, which we will also cover in our course. Okay, so we'll also see something your approval management. Now approval management have been minimized more compared to your EBS. Now we can drag certain things, we can just drag your conditions. Okay, so we have something like approval on job, we have approvals on positions, we have approvals on employees, we have so many approvals that was introduced in your Fusion, and we'll see each and everything. Okay, and your workforce records, these are all fine. Okay, so that is all about your global HR. Any questions, anything you want to ask on global HR? Okay, so if at all you don't have any questions on global HR, so let me move to the next module called as your payroll, global payroll. And then again, in global payroll, we'll be seeing a lot more activities like new terms have been introduced in payroll, something like your legislative data groups, payroll statutory units. Okay, under each and every legislative data group is something like, if at all you're trying to do some implementation for a particular country, so you have to definitely create one legislative data group. It's called as LDG in Fusion. So you have to create an LDG in Fusion for that particular country, and under that particular country, under that LDG, you have to start creating your payroll statutory units. Because for payroll, you need to give some mandatory information. For example, for India, we have some taxation that we need to provide. So we have some TAN number, PAN number kind of a thing. For US, we have some W2 forms. Okay, something like your year-end reports kind of a thing. In the same way, for Saudi Arabia, we don't have taxation, but for related to payroll, we can say something like go see details and all those should be created under your payroll statutory units. So how we are going to create all those, we will see in your payroll module. And then the same way, like whether we need to create a monthly payroll or a weekly payroll or a bi-weekly payroll. Okay, and what are the organization payment methods, what are the personal payment methods. Okay, so how to create your individual components, kind of an elements, how your balances will work here. So how to run the payroll process. Okay, what is retro pay process, what is proration process. All those activities we are going to cover in your payroll module. Okay, so pay frequencies, user defined tables. Okay, fast formulas. So fast formulas we have also seen in our Oracle EBS, which is it is considered as a very main topic in your EBS. The same way, your fast formulas have been migrated to Fusion, and we'll also write our custom fast formulas and see how these formulas will work in our Fusion. Okay, so as I told you, we'll see about balances, elements, earnings, deductions, so proration and retro pay activities, calculation information. So we are going to see all these things. So payment methods, rate definitions, costing. So as I told you, cost allocation is one of the key flex bill that is there in your payroll module. You'll also see how to define your costing and how the costing flow will happen in your payroll. Okay, so payroll flow patterns, whatever I'm configuring here, I'm covering here, each and everything will be explained in your course process. Okay, fine. So any questions before we go to the third module called absence management? Any queries?
Yes, please, Kamar. I want to ask about the formula. It will be like SQL, the same in ABS or different?
Sorry, which sequence? You're talking about the module implementation sequence?
No, no, I'm talking about the payroll. Okay, for fast formulas, for formulas.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
the formulas is the same logic in ABS,
No, actually, like,
SQL, and so on, or
yeah,
different.
now in fast formulas, in EBS, we used to bring some PLSQL functions into your payroll fast formulas in EBS. But what happened right now? Now we don't require PLSQL mostly because they have been introduced something like your database items. For each and everything, we can query for a database item and we can pull that database item in your fast formula and we can write the logic depending on your database items. So in Oracle EBS, database items concept is there, but that is up to a certain level, very minimized level. Okay, only we used to have for your absences or balances or your elements kind of a thing. But right now in Fusion, they have introduced something like some 1,000 to 2,000 database items. The only thing is we need to identify which database item to use at that particular calculation. Once we get that particular thing, then we can start writing the logic, right?
So there is no technical for the formula.
Yeah,
We don't write any formula.
there is, we write a formula. Yeah, I'm saying we will write a formula, but we will not call any PLSQL functions. Now it's PLSQL function or SQL is not required here. We can also deal with only database items.
For the database item.
Right.
And you mean, okay, if I get you, there is no any language, I will write anything. Just database item, I will use it.
Right. So that means you need to like initiate your fast formulas. Now inside the logic, you if at all your logic says that okay, there should be some elements we have to pull it, or for some employees you have to pull it, then you will first search for a database item. So what we are doing in our projects is, if at all we will first search for the database item. If we won't get it, then we raise a request to Oracle. Now Oracle have all the list of those database items because we are still in the learning process of Fusion. So Oracle is giving us certain database items. They'll say, okay, these are the few database items, put it in your logic and try to execute your logic. So when that we put it and execute, it's working fine, then that's fine. Or else we need to again extend our logic.
So please, if you can see, you can show me one formula exists in.
No, I
Can please.
cannot show you anything right now because in this demo instance, whatever we write the fast formulas, those will not be displayed because that is under some other user. Okay, so for that user, I don't have the access for it, but this is the demo version that I'm telling you. For this user, I have only the core HR part. For this payroll and all, I have with a different user.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any screenshot. Can show me?
Screenshots. Okay, I will show you the payroll. If at all you want, I can show you the payroll screens. Yeah, let me go back to setup and maintenance.
Hello, Kumar.
Yep.
This is Muzammil. Actually, I have one question.
Yep.
Yeah, this is also related with this fast formula. Actually, I just want to know that external function or external procedures compatible with this fusion or not?
You mean to say the functions which we write in PLSQL?
Yeah, as an external function, normally, actually, I am a consultant in Oracle EBS HRMS. So I normally use the external functions if the logic is not fulfill the requirement. So I will just write the PLSQL code outside and then call that function within the fast formula in order to fulfill the business requirement.
Right.
So this type of things, I hope that it should be available.
Yes, it is available. You can also write an external functions, but what we used to do in EBS is like for each and everything, like if at all we want to take anything from your database, then only you'll write any function, right? Because your function itself will consist some data which you are pulling from your database. So in Fusion, what is happening is now Oracle is giving you something like more like database items. So for each and everything you have a database item so that you don't need to write any external function at certain level. But if you think that no, that database item, I'm not getting that database item for it, or the database item doesn't exist for that particular logic, then you can write your external function and you can pull that in your fast formulas.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Okay, so this is your okay, let me query for some US legislative. Okay, so these are your payrolls that are already created. For example, if I go to something called as your monthly payroll. Yeah, so this is how your payroll screen will be looking like. So how you will be trying to create your payroll definitions. So now when we look at our EBS payroll definition screens and all, we have very minimum kind of information that we can capture. But at this particular level, you can capture more information at payroll level. See, like you have what is the pay date, you have offset details and all. So you have your organization payment methods. We used to have something like buttons where we used to create it, but you have everything in a single form. And you have certain tabs, your time periods, your costings, you can check each and everything in this. Okay, and then if at all you want to edit this, again for editing, you have a small button here. You can also go and edit certain things. Okay, but again, as I told you, for each and everything you need to have an access. Even to edit certain things you need to have an access. If you don't have an access to do that, we cannot edit anything. Okay, and that access will be given to you by your security consultant. Okay, so this is a form that I show you, or else let me also show you one more thing. Let me query for one employee, and then I will show you for that employee what all the payroll things that we can capture and all. That will give you good idea. Okay, let me go to person management. Okay, come on. So I have person management. So in person management, I need to search for a person, and then everything related to that person will display here. And then you can capture everything based on that employee, your assignments, work relationships, your payroll, your salary of that employee, everything can be captured in one particular navigation itself. We don't need to navigate to other places. We can only see in one particular form. Okay, let me give the person number 2780. Let me check for this. Okay, I have Samir Bhatt here. So he's an employee. Let me go to Samir Bhatt. And then as we used to have in EBS, like we used to have multiple assignments, you can also have multiple assignments here. Okay, so this is the guy, Samir Bhatt. Okay, and for them, so all his details are related to this. So his personal management, his payroll activities, so we can see his pay slips here. We can see like payroll calculation information, payment methods here. So we can see each and every details in this particular form itself. Okay, so as I told you, certain things are not configured in this particular user information. So mostly you will not see the payroll activities, but we can see the HR activities like the employees existing here. If you go to that person management, you can see his jobs, you can see his positions, you can see all those things. Okay, see, so certain elements are created, allowance, expats, sick accrual, vacation accrual. So these are related to your absence management. Okay, so this is how it is created for these employees. So if you come to person management, you can see all the details on the left hand side. So whatever you want, you can directly click on it, and then that will be going to the screen. So you don't need to navigate or you don't need to get confused with the pages that you will be showing. See here, you do not have permission to access this information. This is what I was talking about, your access management, security level management. Okay, fine then, we are going the time. So let me go back to your third module called as absence management. So here in absence management, we'll be dealing with the complete absences of an employee, like the leave management of an employee. So what kind of a leaves the employee is eligible for, so how many days we can give leaves for that employee, so how the employee balances are calculated, how his um, uh, carryover are being calculated, how can we check the leave balances of each and every employee. So each and everything we can maintain through your absence management. And the new features that have been brought into Fusion is something like you can also see like whether for which eligibility, what is the eligibility of that employee to take the leaves. So in EBS we don't have any eligibility kind of an criteria, but here you have something called as your eligibility, you have something called as your rate definition. See, like, anyways, we have fast formulas here. We'll also see fast formulas, how to write fast formulas for absence management. Apart from that, we have something like your derived factors, eligibility profiles, and everything. This part actually we have in EBS under your benefits module, Oracle Advanced Benefits, creating eligibility factors for employees who are eligible for certain benefit plans. But the same concept have been introduced for absence management also. Okay. So you have your rate definitions, you have your elements that we will define for your absence management. So we'll also see your date effectivity in correcting your absences. If at all there is any overriding of your absences, how we will manage all those things will be taken care. And your absence plans, absence types, and your reasons, all this will be taken care. Okay. So this some will be your lookups, which we have the same concept that have been inherited from EBS. Some terms will be your special forms, where you have to go to that particular form and you have to start configuring things in that form. Okay, so this is your absence management. Any questions? Okay, so if you don't have questions, so this is the last module that we'll be dealing with, is something called as your talent management. So let me tell you, the talent management is the module which have been inherited from your PeopleSoft. Okay, because in EBS we used to have performance management, we used to have goal management kind of a thing, but that is not successful. So clients have been a bit confused with that particular process. But in PeopleSoft, the talent management is very good. So that's the reason they have inherited this talent management from your PeopleSoft module. Even for us, I'm an EBS background guy. For me, it's very hard to just go through the navigation, understand certain concepts, and get implemented things in talent management. So even that will be the case for you people if you're from EBS background, or if you're from PeopleSoft, it will be a good cakewalk for you. Okay. And in your talent management, we are dealing with two submodules. One will be your goal management and one will be your performance management. Okay. So something like I have highlighted here your goal management, and in goal management I have given the overview, integrations, goal settings, what are the descriptive flex views that are required, what are the profile options, lookups. I have to drop this meeting now due to other meeting to join. Thanks. Okay, Sandeep, thanks for your time. So this recording will be sent to you to your email. Okay, you can see till the end.
Yeah. Good night.
Thanks. Yeah, bye. Okay, and then we'll be seeing about date formats for your goals. So changing the date formats and goal management integrity. Okay, so how to load the goals through your spreadsheet, something like your web ADS kind of a thing, which we used to do in EBS. All those activities will be shown to you in the goal management. And then we have assignment kind of a goals here. We have again eligibility profiles, goal plans, all these things which have been incorporated in this course content will be taught in the classes. Okay. So apart from that, we have the second submodule called as performance management. We will also see some integrations. We'll see the questionnaires, descriptive flex fields, performance roles and everything, eligibility profiles, rating scales, performance plans, template sections. All these things will be taken care in your performance management section. Okay. So this is all about your talent management. So any questions particular to talent management or any other questions related to the whole course, let me know so that I'll be happy to answer the queries.
Please, if we can include OLM, Oracle Learning Management, and recruitment as an overview, or only you can show screen and take an overview in this.
See, like
modules in the
Oracle
course?
Learning Management and iRecruitment have been excluded from these things because in now in Fusion we don't have that. That is specifically maintained by your Talio. Okay, so we have Talio Recruit, Talio Onboard, and Talio Learn. Okay, so Talio is not part of this instance, or it's not part of this version.
Uh-huh.
So Talio, you have a different
If we
interface.
can get sorry, if we can, you can show us only an overview like PowerPoint and anything about this
Uh,
and how we can dealing with it at the end of the course. If we can
okay.
do this, please.
Or else, let me do one thing. Let me send you the screenshots, or I can because right now the login credentials are not working for Talio, which I have as a demo instance. So I cannot show you right now, but I can send you the maybe a video. I can take a
No problem.
video little bit and I can show you. Or else we can meet sometime later, maybe tomorrow, and then I can show you the screens in Talio.
Talking about at the end of the course, we can get it. If we can get it at the end of the course,
Yeah, we
like
can get it.
videos, like
Yeah, see, like
screenshots.
let me drag this course content. I also train on Talio, so this is your Talio course content. But on this is like I don't train on Learn because Learn is a different aspect. And now, anyways, I told you right, Talio Learn is getting removed from Fusion, maybe in 6 months.
Uh,
So after that, Oracle is bringing up one new module for learning management. So there will not be any
uh-huh.
Talio Learn in future. That is removed. Actually, we have implemented for our clients Talio Learn, but now what Oracle said is like they are not satisfied with that Talio Learn product. Now they said like we are not continuing with Talio Learn. We are dropping off, and then they are in the near future. They have a roadmap for 2 years to introduce one new module on learning management. So now they are going to implement that module for free for all the clients for whom they have implemented Talio Learn. Okay, so now even though you learn Talio Learn, there is no use for it. So now people, if at all they want to go for Talio, they're only going for Recruit and Onboard, which is different, like not part of this course content. But if at all you're interested to know about recruitment and onboard for Talio also, then we can take things separately.
Okay, thank you. Yes, and the end of the course, please. Okay, thank you.
Sure, definitely. Okay, any other questions?
Uh, Hello.
Yeah.
I have one question regarding for the manpower planning. So,
Okay.
is it a part of Talio or it's also covered in the Oracle Fusion?
It is not part of Talio. So all your employee management will be taken care in Fusion, which will be under your global HR. That means your core HR.
Okay, okay. So, manpower planning is fully functioned available in Fusion, right?
Right, yes.
Okay, okay. Great. Thank you.
No problem. So one query to you is what is manpower planning? Do you mean like recruiting employees? You mean that?
See, in Oracle EBS,
Mhm.
we don't have any manpower planning. So, I'm just wondering that is it covered in the Oracle Fusion or not? Because uh, previously we don't have in Oracle EBS manpower planning.
So what exactly you mean by manpower planning? So you want to plan like how to get employees into your company, or based on the projects you have in the company, you want to recruit people, or how?
Yeah, we just want to make the planning for the peoples, how to hire this one and that.
Okay, so I think there's one module called succession planning in EBS. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, so succession planning, what they will do is once you are inside the company, then they will plan people to place people in a particular project based on your succession planning. So that is already there. But if at all, based on the work that they have in the company, they want to hire people or they want to manage or plan the manpower, that is not there in Fusion. Okay, so that is not covered. If at all people are already there in the company and now the management is trying to place them in some projects based on some their training levels, based on their something, that is something like your succession planning will be, which we will come into the picture, which is part of your talent
Okay.
management. That module is there here in Fusion, but I don't think whatever you're talking about manpower planning and all, that is not there.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Got it.
so why these kind of things were not there in things is like because Oracle will not see to a specific client. It will see for global clients. If people are working or if people require that particular concept or they require that particular functionality, then only they will introduce those concepts. If one or two companies are asking and remaining companies are not asking, then it's a waste of time and money for Oracle Corporation. So basically, but
Exactly.
yeah,
And Kumar, there is one thing which is Hyperion workforce planning. So part of those things related to planning gets handled there as well.
right. And then we also have so many third-party products for planning. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to do it in Oracle. You can buy some a very cheap kind of an third-party tool, and you can manage all those things in that.
Right. Thanks, Kumar.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so if you people are fine with this and you don't have any questions, so then we will wrap up this demo. So whatever we have discussed in the classes, we'll be sending this course content to you all. Sorry, course content with the video. So just go through the video and then let me know your feedback on this so that based on that we can work out things. Okay. So thanks for your
Okay,
time.
thank you, Kumar. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thanks for all
Thank you
your
for this
time.
demo. Excellent
Yeah.
demo.
Take care. Good night. Bye bye.
Thanks, Kumar. It was a nice session.
Thank you. Bye bye.